Let's focus on the Philippines now. This is one of Asia's most boisterous democracies, and two of its top political leaders, the president and the vice president, have been involved in a bitter political fight. Now, the rift has grown deeper. Sara Duterte has been impeached. She is the vice president of the country, and she has been impeached on a range of accusations, from plotting to assassinate the president and failing to denounce China's expanding footprint in the South China Sea, to large-scale corruption. Now, based on these allegations, the lower house of the Philippine parliament has impeached Duterte. This has set the stage for a high-profile trial in the Senate. If found guilty, she will be removed from her post. And this will be a historic first for a Philippine vice president. So what does it mean for the country and for the upcoming midterm elections? Here's a report.
Plotting to assassinate the president, misusing millions of dollars in public funds, failing to denounce China's aggressive actions in the disputed South China Sea. These are the allegations against Sara Duterte, the vice president of the Philippines. And now she has been impeached. 215 out of the 306 members of the House of Representatives, the lower house of the Philippine Parliament, have voted for the impeachment. Many of them are allies of President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. They have passed the bill, which will now be heard by the upper house of the Parliament, the Senate. It will convene as an impeachment court after the Congress reopens in June. Sara Duterte will stay in office till the judgment comes. But if found guilty, she will be removed from her post and will make history as the first vice president in the Philippines to be impeached. Now, President Marcos has distanced himself from the impeachment. And though Duterte has denied the charges in the past and alleged that she's a victim of political vendetta, the vice president has not commented on the impeachment. But her brother, Representative Paulo Duterte, has called it a clear act of political persecution. While the blame game goes on, the nation is on edge. Duterte and Marcos are locked in a bitter feud, which has only escalated after the shock move of impeachment. You see, both of them are scions of political dynasties in the Philippines. Sara Duterte is the daughter of former President Rodrigo Duterte. President Bongbong is the son of the late strongman and former President Ferdinand Marcos Sr. Both the leaders ran for the 2022 elections, calling themselves the Uniteam. They painted a picture of unity, but even before they assumed office, the cracks started to show. The rift widened when Duterte, who is set to handle the crucial defense portfolio, was made the education minister. Tensions only rose as they took charge. It became clear that the two had separate political agendas, especially when it came to diplomacy. As encounters between the Filipino and Chinese ships became more frequent in the disputed South China Sea, Duterte nurtured relations with China and Russia, while Marcos boosted defense ties with the United States, making a crucial pivot and reversing the pro-China stance of Duterte's father. Then the lower house, where Marcos's allies hold power, started scrutinizing Duterte's actions, her budget requests, her confidential funds. So last year in July, she resigned from the cabinet. A few days later, the feud only grew as Duterte said that she talked to a person to go kill Marcos if she's assassinated. From there on, the situation has only snowballed, and Duterte has repeatedly accused Marcos of weak leadership and attempting to stifle her. After all, Duterte is widely seen as a political successor to Marcos, who will not be able to run again in the 2028 presidential elections due to constitutional limits. If she is impeached, she will be barred from presidency and banned from holding public office. And this comes at a crucial time. The country is holding midterm elections in May, which is more or less a referendum for Marcos and a barometer of support for Duterte. Even though the Senate will convene a month after the elections, the ball is in their court, quite literally. And their judgment over Duterte's impeachment will define the future of this political rift between two of the Philippines' biggest political leaders and its people.
We're calling the show Vantage. We hope you like what we've put together for you. Touted as the minimum defense from that video. India's neighbours were the first to send the special edition of Vantage live from the White House throughout this week. Yes, Hindu Mandir in we're on our way to Tel Aviv. Pretty measure, but it's also the perfect way to drive.
I don't think that
Prime Minister of Bhutan, Sherin Tagwe. Welcome to
60% of the world's
office. Prime Minister Modi did the iron.
We were actually
How are you doing? How do you like? It's been 1 year since that meeting. Iron bars separate you from the outside. Out the vote efforts. Trump had, it says, and at $4.3 trillion. 4.3 300 billion by 2030. That's what we need to tackle climate change.